today we dey look inside the work where the Political Parties Registration Commission PPRC they do with political party them ahead of the June 24th 2023 elections. Well, we get na the studio this morning the Director of Outreach, Training and External Relations with na Lucien Momo. Good morning, Mr. Momo, and welcome to the program. Good morning, sir. All right, as listener they know, the Political Parties Registration Commission then be established by an Act of Parliament inside 2002. Women say this Act of 2002 been give the Commission the mandate for register and supervise the way how political party them they conduct themselves according to the 1991 Constitution and the Political Parties Act of 2002. But this being term, the Commission been carry this act again na Parliament for let them go amend them and replace them with the Political Parties Act of 2003. Women say some changes them don't happen inside the act, and now then they work with the Political Parties Commission Act of 2003, who signed and get the new mandate for regulate and supervise the conduct of political party them in accordance to the 1991 Constitution. Well, as we all know, the election term the draw near, political party activity them don't begin. As we see, also ECSL self don't put timetable for political party them, and the PPRC self gets lots of work for do even before where the ECSL been pulled dates for the elections. All the issues there, so they can discuss now the program this morning. I make get Lucien Momo with we. Good morning one more time, Mr. Momo, and welcome again to the program. Good morning, sir.
Thank you for we get me this morning.
All right, before we can start for talk about una work and how una don't ensure say una work within una mandate when for register, supervise the conduct of political party them. Let we go back to some of the reasons that we make una as a commission thought and fit say it's time for una go back to the lawmaker and a parliament for let them go make some amendments now the old act will be established PPRC inside 2002 for una get a new act for 2003.
Yes, this journey all began from after the 2007 elections, 2012 elections, and 2018 elections. Elections observer mission them we observe election as alone we include we own local observer them. Being say the need there for we look inside the Political Parties Act of 2002 and do certain amendments them for make sure say the institution able for regulate the activities of political parties very well as maybe they do before. Though before now the only penalty way the commission gets for take care of for political party then before the register, and we'll be look and see the registration at the extreme. Not for any small thing number political party do. You say the register and some people will say that's being foreclose the space for political parties then. The PPRC now a creation of the 1991 Constitution and one of the two elections management body them way Salon get. And the Political Parties Act of 2002 will be reviewed because we get like 111 recommendations from the election observer mission that we get for do with PPRC and the NEC winner ECSL now. And then we'll get a consultant, we go around and talk with stakeholders, including political parties and including the PPRC staff them. We say we've been take 42 recommendations go to the political parties them and key stakeholders them at the New Bookface Hotel. We say we discuss inside 3 days and then been take on board 37 of them, 42 recommendation and then we reject 5 of them, then a recommendation, and they will take them to the law officers department. It go through cabinet, and then it go through parliament, and now we'll get what we call the Political Parties Act of 2022, Act number 25.
All right, so let me look at some of the changes that we want to make apart from one of them where you make mention of when I've been for the register.
Well, the first thing we do after we don't do the review, before we table the bill in Parliament, we may get certain aspects of the act where need constitutional changes. Where we been going to Parliament, constitutional instrument. We change the name from Political Parties Registration Commission to Political Parties Regulation Commission. And say we so add one more commissioner, we bring in a commissioner way the Institute of Chartered Accountants then go appoint. We in your responsibility basically for EPRI, for look at financial reports and financial obligations where political parties then get. Because before now, whenever political parties then submit those reports to us, we take and go to the Auditor General in office for let them go look at them if they up to standard. And then we will get the Administrator and Registrar General will be the server secretary to the commission. But the responsibility of the Administrator and Registrar General at that time now for just keep registration documents them where we get. But we get the office of the registrar. But basically now they take minutes the commission meeting, now head of administration, now the vote controller of the commission where we look say all of those responsibilities they beyond the register and now in charge for register political parties. So the changes so make that we knock off the Administrator and Registrar General from the constitution, because the constitution and the mandate, and even the registrar self before now the constitution now say there must be a registrar. We get then responsibility there we outlined. So now we replace her with the executive secretary, and then now we move now from that point and go into the act now where we do certain changes. And then the beauty of this act now that what will be called the gentleman's agreement when the code of conduct. It then now as a schedule now the act, and now in order name and shame you get penalty them where they and the penalty and they by stages. And then we get to include what we call political inclusion, where they support the GIRI Act, and we say so they support the Public Elections Act, more especially the Public Elections Act, where we talk about sections 58, where they talk say when you nominate candidates, after two you they get one, after 2 man you they get one woman. So inside we own act, we say political party them for endeavor for comply with 58 of the Public Elections Act. And say so if you go down to 41 and 42 of the Political Parties Act of 2022, they get penalty in the way if political party they not comply for ensure that after every 2 man you get 1 man. But what will they fight now for? We not go on a situation where political parties them, because we know from time when they say put 2 man, they go put 2 man aside where they no say not to them stronghold. Where they go for then they say in middle the 3 man, either you get, if you one side you get woman 1, you get man number 2 and number 3, or you get woman in the middle of them. So that political party now will say because the law say for let them go put after 2 man, therefore put 1 man, then go just they catch new man and number 3, number 6 and
when they look at PPRC, they walk ahead of the 2023 election. But first we begin start for talk about the PPRC Act. We don't change from the 2002 to the 2023 Act 29, and they use now for supervise and regulate the activities of political party them. Lucien, now we can talk about the preparation ahead of the 2023 election. But before we can look at preparation, we look at how una don dey supervise according to the mandate where the act una dey work with GIUNA, ensure say supervise political party them usai do for mediate between them as a parent body for ensure say them conduct themselves within the confines of the law. Then we look at the 2 main political party them where we get na salon, where na the ruling SLPP and the opposition APC, especially the APC. They don't get some issues them prior to now. Also, finally they don't get the flag bearer we for lead them to the 2023 election. As a parent body, how na be able for ensure say una mediate between the APC and the other member there will be get issues?
Well, the commission as a commission we set up by law, we give it the mandate for mediate conflict between and among members of one political party, or between and among members of different political parties, or between different political parties. Then, we don't able for manage the 2 as you say, the two main, we not get main political party now, the two old political parties, them all the 17 registered political parties, they all to win are main political parties. We just get old and new. And we don't able for manage the affairs of the then two political parties and the, with law. And now one good thing, Pan, this new act where we get the Political Parties Act number 25 of 2022. In not like the 2002 act, we been say when approached by the leadership of political parties. Now, as of right, as we know, say there is an issue between members of political parties, we can go in even if they're not cabinet. And before now being the leadership now for approach we, and we see say the leadership at times because I think can get the problem, no will let them complain. And the ordinary member will pay a monthly subscription every month and yearly subscription, not me get that power day. I make you go see say when the APC initially Boango then constitutional local, when we get the NRM, we been come with complaint to we say they don't know how they begin the process still and don't reach that stage they then go once let we mediate. We call them, write the executive normally as we can do and put the complaint to them saying that this and the executive tell we plain and blank. They use the law say them people that we write so not get locus because they are not part of the leadership of the party. I go recall say Honorable Usman for the Ansane and Dr. Sylvia Blyden, the two people that we meet with and say no, the rights we say they're not people that they not get locus because they are not part of the leadership and they say some man maybe they will not to pay up member. But so with all of those, then we get for go court. We prolong them till like 3 years plus, then a court with that particular issue. So now with the new act, was as long as you are a paid up member, fully paid up member of a political party, you can bring an issue, come up against your party. Because now the political parties, the new political parties act don't even make PPRC a body corporate where they can sue in we name, we self can sue in we own name, and then it don't even make political parties themselves don't become a body corporate. But now before now you go see when they take political parties to court, you see them go serve the chairman, the secretary, then put the party name, then PPRC as fourth defendant. So now you can sue the party in your name. And when they don't be a corporate body, before now, then property they already get, not to the party they get them. Then they get waiting and call trustee them. When them trustee, then they sign up for them property. Then those someone can just take a like for saying that they own property. So now the property they own, the political parties, then now they own them property for themselves and can dispose them as and when they want for dispose of. And so with all of this, now we see say because we don't get the mandate now for as of right who will not say issue in a political party, whether not to the leadership call the complaint, but once you are a paid up member, we can able for. So before we don't mediate, we don't get challenges with both the APC and the SLPP. Then they go into the lower level elections, because some man feel say because in Sabi the party constitution passed the other one. If you want some man can say if you want pass ball over and company, quote wrong thing with them, not even tell the people outside maybe election they take place, and then when you prove them, we can say no, go back and go and do the right thing. So with all that stuff, we get interventions and stuff way. The commission can always make, with the judiciary for like where CC then gets an out of court, settlement between the disputing parties, them now the different political parties, more especially will be the deal with the All People's Congress. Certain time the day where they're knocking some man they interpret the orders where Justice Adrian Fisher JRG to insult himself. This they say no, not also this say, and then not we can take them go. Two parties go to the judge, do are justice. Before then they file paper, explain to them what you mean by this. Because if you not do one, by law, they're supposed for filing an affidavit for acts for interpretation of the orders them way the judge can do. So we can take them go, as the mama for political parties and go beg the judge. Do I explain give them let them understand what you mean by A, B, C, and D. So that's so we don't go. But some people in Kinde, because they not be well informed as to how they carry on with their mediation and people that way not get goodwill for in political party can go and tell them supporter them different thing. You go see even on social media, some people like we mammy them non cost but the beauty of the job. You know, at the end of the day, we see the political party then they come and don't know what they for do and then tell the PPRC thank you. Because all of this what they do, and for let tomorrow number one person not come on at the political party cite a wrongdoing way this political party don't do a use against her. Or that person in another political party faint say something go wrong, we not go find, we get evidence, tomorrow by the user against you. So now so we they work with them. And amidst the causeway and the causeway, the think with people that they think say sometimes we when we make a decision, when it not favor you, you say no, the PPRC not do fine. When we make a decision we favor you, you see they applaud you. And one good thing you go see when we meet with the new leadership of the APC, the new chairman, you know, he make a categorically clear and tell we thank you for the way we don't they handle the situation and how we don't they manage them. Because I will tell you, if we nobody manage them like how we manage them, so they're not for the each side and they.
All right, so we're in March now, and June 24, the nation they go into elections. Currently, any case or matter they before PPRC, whether na inter-political party or na against other political party, or any matter they before PPRC, pandem political party, and work.
We may get a matter for the Peace and Liberation Party, where the former chairman, Dr. Babakande Conte, we go just say can't test the back because no matter way. But we don't deal with long since. So what the commission do? Look at them and tell and say this matter, the commission will don't look at them and we still stand by waiting the commission may say. And the other matter way we may get, you go understand, you go see say recently one Jibila, I don't remember if Jibila to or Conte again, he take we chairman to court. He say we don't go in contempt of the court because the judge been say for let them come out in a court. Come to PPRC for local mediate the issue, and who come for can mediate that Jibila they say in no go sit down and mediate with Prince Coker. So we safe, luckily for we video the meeting, we video the pathway, the chairman they asked and say now the not what we call now court say local mediate. You still not the sit down with this, you come in for law talk this case, you say no, you need to sit down. So we safe. We report back to the judge. You don't call him for mediate. We don't try we won't level best. Now this man says no, they mediate again. So we left to the court now. Let the court go decide on them. Currently, we will come out with a ruling on the investigation what they do on the lower level elections. Them way the Unity Party say them do. Where we as an institution we will not be invited. We will not go venue. We sign the election. Like how the other one they do, they invite to the venue of them election and they anyway it turn out to be when they do investigation, people they what they call some man they say a different political party belong to, some man they say a civil servant, some man they say no even join political party, some man they feel safe na political party people and they call them they want for them and join political party, they show willingness if they once they get away to I go join political party. And then when the NGC self they go into the lower level elections, them one start from district level. We call them back, we tell them say no, on our constitution say on they generate delegates for district level from ward level. So now go do down to ward. Now the same thing we say UP back for go do ward. Now the same thing back with NURP. Then say if one go into election, they one go up level. But I think say the leadership of the All People's Congress and now we're going to a meeting, they never talk say with decision was biased because they were all part of the amendments of the Political Parties Act. And the Political Parties Act say when you breach the act, we they take action in the following manner. That's what they did in the law. You go first of all warn. Then secondly, you go fine. Thirdly, you go suspend. And then finally, if they're not able to comply with all of them, then we go deregister. So in the instance, the All People's Congress, when the now flag bearer been the launch in campaign for let in party go make a flag bearer, we hear a song with them play there, with derogatory, where the act say inside the schedule, the second schedule, where they look at the conduct of political parties, say political party members, leaders, supporters, and operatives not for use profane language or provocative song, abusive language or abusive song, hate speech against another political party. So we won. And then we'll see, say, after the convention, this same music, when the flag bearer they move, they play the same music.
What's in the music?
So then play a music where they talk bad word about the president anyway. Me not go continue for use that word na the media. Let PPRC not go sack me by what go na office. Me self don't use language. We not for use na public. And when you come to the SLPP, when the APC flag bearer they come into town, na Kalbatong, you know, still get two attire base there. If you go by your left, you get the APC attire base. Opposite and by your right, you get the SLPP attire base. We see video where some SLP supporter them. They say, "Yana will get here. Una no go pass." The ND Political Parties Act number 25 of 2022. It say non-political party member, supporter, leader, or operative not for obstruct in company where they carry on with the activities. So we want them, Adikam, we want them for obstruction. We cannot fine because that is the first offense. And the law say you take action in the following order. We forbidden say from the beginning we find the APC. We will not ever find APC directly. We want them.
Apart from the incident where you make mention of na the two attire based them na Kalbaton way upon, some incident that don't happen prior to that. So say videos then they of senior government official them we they say words they will go against the opposition.
Let just educate the people of Sierra Leone on this. I can say people for land for imbibe the culture for the read. Where you join political party, read the law where they guide you. We cannot go back. Law no they retrospect. Law no look beyond. Then the law not been there. It not been there na the books what they use for regulate political parties. Now that it did na the books what they use for regulate political parties, you go see the action we go take. Now after they find and they will meet with the leadership of the APC. We don't meet with the leadership of the four political parties that within a parliament. And we discuss, basically to discuss now the conduct of political parties. We discuss sections 39 onto sections 42 of the Political Parties Act of 2022. Where they deal with the conduct of political parties. And at the end of the day, you say they sign up to a memorandum of understanding. Say they go even engage the membership, let them know what thing they do. Because at the end of the day, before now, you go see when we won, and when we find, and when we won again the SLPP, you go see they're not pull press release. So not the two parties not pull press release. Before now, if now how the act immediately they will condemn the act, then go pull longer press release, dissociate themselves, say nothing. So but now the law say, when you're a member or you're not supporter or you're not operative or the law they bet you. So the responsibility of political parties now for ensure that when you organize an event, you're able for control the people them and control the items them within the use.
So now with this revised act, Lucien, what in PPRC go do in the instance? Let's just give you a near example. What happened over the weekend where we see the minority leader na parliament, Honorable Chenoba, be there about for enter Kailaon, allege SLPP supported them block on the way.
I don't see that one day. Yet. I hear say they being supposed for go attend a program. I think he and the vice president. I overheard that one day. Say them they go attend the same program they all too. But again, I see another video where Honorable Cherry Coco be the enter inside the same place. People and they full up mommy then they somebody be they give money, you know, where then they sing for them like they glad for them and all of them and the incidents then we go carefully look at them. If there is an incident where the commission will get for coming, we will come in. But again, But again, it rests with, they say, he who alleged must prove. Now, I make it the third letter will write on that same day way we find N1. The third letter go to the police again for let he investigate allegation of assault where they may say happen on that day. Because we not been there and we not see video
So
or
PPRC
evidence
not
of her.
aware say them block Honorable Choikoko and in team where they made the enter na Kailao.
We're not aware. And if it happen, make the honorable chairman Majuba write officially and complain. Would have block her.
Back to Lucien Momo from PPRC. As there this morning, they talk about waiting the commission don't they do ahead of the June 24 elections. We don't talk about different things and where the commission don't they do the peace talk them one don't they do for political party them and all of that. But before we take down that issue, there will be the talk about issues we get for do with political party them. We not can allow them company them for gonna start inside because them believe say that the area then they or political party them where they can get any event usai cost can come out against the other political party them. The social media now one way plenty people believe say this June 24 elections, if they not watch them, plenty of them here we go against the PPRC Act, go for the happen day against political party them. How PPRC they monitor that aspect again for ensure say in as much as on they watch and they listen, waiting they happen at do. Within that circle they also political party them not effect against themselves.
Well,
Especially then supporters within our groups.
If I start with the why we talk about people know they allow people them for go, carry on with the activities and in some area. We get what we call on in that access. We now a program where we get for go now all the districts and get the paramount chiefs them, town chiefs them, and stakeholders that in community then they for talk to them and for see how when the ECSL go say campaign don't begin, then they make sure say the areas then be accessible by all political parties because now the rights of every Sierra Leonean for belong to any political party where you want to belong to, and now the right of every Sierra Leonean and every political party for go campaign now any part of this country. So we get a program there where we even include the leadership of all the 17 registered political parties, them from headquarters, and then with the one themselves within a ground, so that they self go make sure say when campaign period reach, they able for talk to their supporters and say now for allow them people like let's say no bokuna, let them can talk you why you take waiting and talk you why you not take waiting and talk. Now just like a person they go evangelize. You go evangelize, you win soul. You go evangelize, you not win soul. Now not all side go win soul. So we get forget that program there with all the political parties them all over the country and all the key stakeholders them now the areas them so that they go no say now every political party in right for like it go and go campaign. The issue of social media, yes, now something what they look at. You're gonna a challenge what we get. More especially the people that way they pedal or where they do some of them things they are majority partner not the inside salon. And we not get way and manner it will able to get onto them. And some of them not even associate themselves with political parties. They go always they disassociate themselves from political parties, say they are not a member of any political party, then they talk like a Sierra Leonean. So then kind of people and they now the one them we get for really look and strategize how we will able for control, then kind of people and but which the one that way the inside salon where now operatives or members of political parties. Now make we get the act, the code of conduct there. What they even they say for use hate speech against the other company political parties. And I believe say when the law don't begin they bet so political parties then go begin brace up. And part of the memorandum where we sign where they sign political parties then sign. I think the last part of and say then they encourage we when we see say there is a breach, we bring them come together, discuss them and see how we will amend them. Because I go tell you like you they say the fear is that we'll get for the one and find Boku for get what we call campaign mode. We get to meet with all the registered political parties, then we'll get for take part in the 2023 elections and decide on the together we decide on the campaign mode as to how they will get for organize their campaigns and how they will get for able for control, make controls there. And even inside the communique way, the memorandum of understanding where the four political parties in the parliament will get for extend to the other political parties then now that them go get for help the police again for let them weed out people that want for being problems within the whole line campaign because we all know the political party will get a good intention of going out, sending out the messages to Sierra Leoneans, let them see the reason why they for vote for them when it comes to election day. So we not going to even want for the other people that will get bad motive enter then campaign and cause problems for the party bad name. So the political parties themselves get forget the responsibility for ensure that they fish out those people. If somebody play music where if you say go make the political party then one am or fine them, you go tell them say no out that music they no not play that music again now play other better songs we go put the party in a good light to the people. So with that engagement, they will make the supporter themselves and the operatives themselves say, oh, we better go you do that with song day, because maybe it gets fine beats, they get fine flavor, people then go with a danceable, when they go to get a rally, let them go adjust because you can go into the studio back. Because in developed countries, then they make music three ways. They make the one for radio, the radio version, then get the one for the dancehall version, then get the one for street. Where all of those, then they'll edit them and make them, so the way out, go give you problem. I will recall when we be there, the boss quick. If you see Sheila Dallas kind of studio, I for can see his plate. Because sometimes somebody don't mistake left music where they don't cost span. So now that would expect for get to political parties them also they're able for control their supporters them and because we not like for fine. We not like for one political parties. We not want for suspend political parties. We not want for the registered political party. Because if we want for the registered political parties, like by now we sit down and had a talk, we not forget each 5 political parties. So we want to let the space still open. For let political parties then still exist, but let them exist within the confines of the law.
So still regarding the issue of hate speech, waiting at the complaints mechanism where PPRC gets because less situation will go arise. Also, like for example, that issue na Kailan returnable Cherno Majuba, where PPRC said they don't see it, but people they don't see on social media. What's the complaints mechanism where when get for side them also not go present, but the information and they valid. What's the complaints mechanism?
I can tell you one thing: the Act give every political parties the right for complain in company to PPRC say this don't happen. But I will tell you, say, what's not the problem or the challenge we don't get as a commission over the years, the past 13 years we don't in a PPRC. So now that people can make allegations, but not looking for those allegations, officially with complaints and evidence. Sometimes they would even do political party at lower level election. Certain time don't they where one party they do the lower level elections. People like that was under the late Justice Tola Thompson himself, where somebody say PPRC staff say na party card for use. We get the video, we get the audio. Justice Tola Thompson say, well, go counter. The next day then come, the thing change. No, not to be that person, another person may say this 30 days. Remember, no more stand Justice Tola Thompson don't die and that pong. 30 the evidence not come. So what would they ask political parties for do? And then political parties then good at videoing whatever activities where things they happen. Video and come time to we. Always would tell them that one day. When you go, and now what yourself can do most times, as long as those things are streamed live. Like me, so are they past 200 WhatsApp for where get for do they talk politics, they pass any kind of thing. When are they we can even get information. Now they will even get stream link there. Say this thing that happen, law watch by law, see what thing that happen there so. So they advise political parties, and people that will like saloon. Now I make first world country like America, then they go before because they get people away. Then a constant Congo agents there. Then just they no more for film things and give to authorities for this thing. Because if we begin doing things, then we people know say they happen. people go know how they go stop for the do them thing then they.
You make mention of a communique when I don't sign with 4 political parties that will get representation at parliament. For sign a communique na 1, for adhere to the things that would be inside the communique na 2. And many times we know how political party them can bridge some of them things there. So waiting PPRC don't put in place for ensure say the political party that we don't sign up to this communique, they adhere to
This communique not like any other communique or any other code of conduct or memorandum of understanding political parties they don't sign. This now a control mechanism. That communique a control mechanism for make sure say political parties them educate them people them and then self take the responsibility for stop them people them. This one, when you break her, you see the last part as I say they encourage we. They're not the force we now encourage and encourage we. For let we go engage them with things and they happen. But if person breached that memorandum of understanding they were not signed, the act day. Most of the theory that agree pan by that MOU day, it depend the act. We say enough for do am. So if you breach up, we will call you to order. We will call you to order and we'll discuss them. Maybe sometimes you will apologize. Then we will say, okay, do am public. And then if you not do am now, then we can say, okay, law go to the law. The law na the law. Not waiting person want to follow you. The law na waiting the delay. And if you see you breach now, we'll go now to the law.
So, Lucien, ahead of the June 24 elections, other concern where they come from people and get for do it, then dormant political parties, and because officially 17 registered political parties and then they exist in the country, but we all know say some political parties and they as soon as election done, their own career done, pass your back for election, you see them they pop up. There are 17 registered political parties here. Now they all qualify for contest the 2023 June 24 elections.
For now, we go say it's challenging right now. It's challenging. All political parties we don't respecting constitution, don't make all the processes way for do nine political party go through. It will be eligible for it take part in the elections. Now it make the political party then get a constitution where they tell them say after 2 years, after 3 years, some after 4 years, some after 5 years, therefore do the elections then from lower level onto convention. How you go expect somebody in order election from lower level in order convention? I manufacture forget delegates them for go. So in that note, if you not fulfill all those criteria for meet up the tell where ECSL go say for go nominate, you not go nominate. This because if you go nominate, you will get for explain to PPRC or to your membership how you generate your executive way take care of that symbol award or way you say una go elect a flag bearer.
Almost 3 months to the election now, and a lot of people believe say this 2023 election a crucial one, and PPRC gets a big role for play. How una don't prepare on yourself for ensure say Salone people and go into the 2023 elections without no violence, peaceful one, and the country get a smooth transition to whoever get for win the elections.
Well, one of the strategy we use now, we get one forum we call the multi-party forum. Usai we always they discuss issues surrounding now we will go into election now. We're going to look at issues surrounding politics and elections. Usai a political party gets issue on A, B, or C. We go take the political parties them to the institution we're responsible, and we go discuss them and find a way forward as to how they go move. This go make we clear the air because when we start this, people them they get certain perception about something, but when we take them to the institution we're responsible, then they don't be clear. Now that make would advise every institution, whether it is support the EMBs them for make sure say the political parties they know at every stage, waiting to happen so that they self go know. And then the challenge will get Now that we dey beg the political parties them, let information all left to the normal. Let the information all left to the normal. Then they use then a small forum, then a small party meetings them for the educate people them on waiting for do. The ordinary man no go know. So if you not tell and say enough for use, enough for pull and sing the way the cost, mammy cost, until you no go there for stop them. So it left to them for let them say they get a meeting there so with them, the membership them for like then go to educate them say now this for do, not to this for do, now that for do, not to that for do, for save you party in name and for pull bad name from PPRC. Because at the end of the day, if a political party go at fault, who don't know go say PPRC want close the space. Even with the ruling party. Some people and don't know the leadership of the ruling party. Whenever they talk to you, then they call you our unfriendly friends. Because when it comes to the law, we need to look your face.
All right. Many thanks for you joining the program this morning. In name now, Lucien Momo, the Director of Training and External Relations.